Hi, my name is Gabriel Salzman and this is my recipe. It's a long story. I was born in Paris and we lived in 5 countries the first 10 years of my life. My parents were originally from Colombia. We lived from Paris, we moved to Israel, then we moved to Bogota, then we moved to Florida in the United States, then we moved to Caracas. And by the time I was 16 years old, my dad had another offer to move to Mexico. At that time I was ready to go to college and I spoke with them. I said I want to do college here in Venezuela. My mom was also very happy in Venezuela. So my dad passed on that opportunity and we decided to become Venezuelans at that time. I grew up there. I'm an industrial engineer, did my MBA and found my wife of 27 years. We married in Caracas and then I did exactly what my parents had done to me. I did it to my kids. So my career took me to Cali, Colombia, Caracas, Mexico City, New York, Barcelona, and then LA, where we're living at this time. These famous scrambled eggs are like a family recipe, and they are rooted in family trips. We used to do a lot of camping trips, and it's a true way to express love and giving to the family with ingredients that are totally 70s. And it's not only my mom did it for us, my dad did it for us, but I have been doing it for family and friends. And they have become famous around several of my friends because it's scrambled eggs. It's in the morning. It's the first thing you give to somebody that's waking up. So it's a special love recipe. So I'm going to divide in 3 steps. The first one is prepping the base for the scramble, which is tomato, onion. I'm going to put that on heat and then add some ketchup. That's one phase. The other one is prepare the eggs, which is scrambled with cheese and sour cream and some of the salt, pepper, and a very special ingredient, which is tarragon, I'm sorry. And then the last one is when I blend everything on the pan. So I'm going to start with the tomato. It's a simple cut to start doing small squares. So you do one cut on one side, one cut on the other, like this. And then on the side, you start having this out, right? Well, you know, yeah, I've been into a lot of places and seen a lot of things, and I honestly love diversity. I think it really builds you up. It creates openness to understand new cultures. It creates a joy of meeting new people. You have to be very flexible from one place to the other. So I think diversity and all of these opportunities that I had to live in so many places really gave me a unique perspective of what the world is, how the people are more equal than different, and that barriers shouldn't exist for humans to connect. So I think that's what it really gave me in terms of as a person. So I'm gonna leave this here before we go to the pan, and now I'm gonna start blending the eggs just to have the mixture ready. So I'm going to do half a dozen eggs, just break them into a bowl. So now that you have the 6 eggs, very important, salt. Pepper. Lots of it. And this is the first secret ingredient, tarragon. What I like to do is break it up a bit. Put some in my hand, like a handful. Break it up a bit. And then start letting that in. So those are the 3 basic spices that go into the scrambled egg. And then start whipping them up with strand, but the love starts here. So you gotta whip it with love too. And now 2 additional ingredients, some sour cream, 1 spoon of sour cream, if you don't have sour cream, I love Greek yogurt, and I put Greek yogurt on almost everything. So I'm going to use only sour cream this time, but if you don't have sour cream, Greek yogurt is more than welcome. And then some Parmesan cheese. Open up this a little bit. And then whip again. Beautiful. So now we keep this on the side. And we go straight to the pan. Now we start building everything together. So is it important to know where a person comes from, to know who they are today? I don't think history is relevant, but it's not the only piece. I think people are also made out of the circumstances of their present. It's not only history, it's also what vision they have for their future. So I think a person is not defined for who it was, but it's also defined by how it wants to live there today and what their vision of the future and how they plan their future is. I'm going to start building everything up. The first thing is getting those onions to a golden color. I use a lot of butter, so don't get scared. And then a little bit of olive oil, so the butter doesn't burn. First thing that goes in is the onions. We want to get them like really golden and crystal. The smell. Whenever in doubt, add more butter to it. Now it's golden and crispy, it's beautiful. Then I think it's time to add the tomatoes. So the tomatoes bring more water to it. I'm going to lower a little bit the temperature. So now we're going to start cooking at a low temperature. Everything from now on is going to be at low temperature. So this is my mom's step, right? I told you, and it has to be ketchup Heinz. You have to go with the old brands, Heinz, and we have American single cheese and all of that. So we're going to put some ketchup into this. And this is what she called the ogo. This is how you get the ogo going, which is basically tomato, onion, and a red sauce. And this is, you need to be on top of it from now on, right? So now we're ready to put the egg mix, a little bit more whipping. Here it goes. Low temperature and circular moves. So you got to keep doing this all the way to the end. The last secret ingredient, American cheese. Nothing gets gooier than American cheese. Kraft singles. I use like one for each egg. I'm going to be a little bit lighter today. I'm going to use 4 slices. And it's going to go in as the blend happens. This is a camping recipe. That's what makes it fun. You can take the ingredients to a camp, but we moved it indoors. The most important thing is to never let it dry, never let it stick onto the bottom. It has to come very, very soft. Then, some toast, some cream cheese, and oh my God, you have a hell of a breakfast. Yeah, a special emotional connection is very strong. I do have a very deep emotional connection. We did it in a place called Machurucuto, which is one of the happiest places I've been. It's a seafront little cabins that we used to go, and my mom would take this old like electric pan where she would do the cook-off, and it has ketchup in it, which is a curious ingredient, but one that is very present on my mom's recipes across either meat with red sauce or pollo campesino, which is a chicken stew, which is very French, but she puts ketchup in it. So it has a connection from that front, and my dad also used to make it, Saturdays and Sundays for us in the house. So it reminds me of trips and family and good mornings. All right, here it is. Bon appetit. I would love to keep sharing that recipe for the family. It's one of the only recipes that we are going to share. I think my grandmother had a lot of baking recipes, and she was very tight with her recipes. She didn't want to share, so we have more of a rite of passage. I decided to do this one like more openly because I want not only my kids but the rest of the family to do for the generations to come.